when we look at what's happening across the globe right now, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's our own personal issues and things like that, adaptive leadership is part of who we are. And that's who, I wanted to spend some time talking about it today. But I'm going to get into some more personal stories in a little while. But what I'm going to ask my brother, Senator Eddie Melton, to come up in a minute, because I invited a guest, in addition to our brother Eddie Melton, that I felt would be important for us to talk about what adaptive leadership really looks like. This young man has had a life that has transitioned into so many different things. And the one thing that I will say that I'm proud of, I got a chance to watch some of his videos, and I got a chance to go back and look at his pedigree as a boxer. And I can tell you, I'm extremely, extremely proud of him, and I'm proud that he's home. But I don't think that much of this can be talked about without bringing my brother Eddie Melton up to talk about who our guest is. And then from there, I want to turn it over to our guest. And then from there, I got a few other things I want to share with you. So Senator Melton, if you're in the building, step up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's everyone doing? OSG.
There you go, man.
It's always a blessing to be with you guys. And I appreciate this moment to come before you and just offer a few words and introduce a good friend of mine. But first, I want to just piggyback off what was shared before we got started, man. I remember the first call I had with Dennis and Lays when Dane introduced me, and I believe you guys were just really getting started, and that was at the height of the pandemic. And to see the growth of this network and organization globally is mind-blowing. So God has his hand on this, and this is something that's destined to grow and to benefit our communities at large. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and just commend you all on everything that you're doing individually, collectively, just for the babies, point blank period.
Thank you so much.
For me, as a legislator, oh yeah, no doubt. As a legislator, it's helped me just kind of be more in tune on how to reach out to my educators in my community, in my district in Indiana, and engage them. And I've been telling them all about this network, and they definitely are interested. So I'm gonna make sure that introduction takes place and it comes to fruition.
When I think about adaptive leadership, I got a chance to spend some time with him on the phone a couple of days ago. And, again, I know I could say this about each and every one of you. And I think it's important that I say that to you guys before I even, bring Ak in, because Ak always feels he's not doing nothing that y'all aren't doing. So I just wanted to put that out there to begin with. But when I talk about adaptive leadership and trying to, take on these tough challenges, a couple of days ago, I was on a Zoom with Ak. And, Ak is Ak. That's who he is all day, you know what I'm saying? Always eloquent, always say what he got to say. And it was great, right? You didn't see no difference in Ak. And then later on, maybe about an hour later, he, sent me a text and said, D, I lost my grandma. I lost my grandmother. While he was on the Zoom, he was aware of the fact that she had passed while on the Zoom. And he continued with the Zoom, again, in honor and obviously, to the matriarch and the person that, he speaks so highly about, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of hurt my heart, because I know every time I speak to him, I'm always like, yo, Ak, how's your grandma? Like, it's always about his grandmother. And to know that, he lost his grandma, while on a Zoom with us, finished the Zoom, and then went and, handled his business with his family, man. He truly exemplifies what it means to be an adaptive leader. And again, I called him earlier to check on him or whatever. He was still at work doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He's still inviting guests. He's still doing all of those things. So I want to just, again, send my condolences, my shout out to my brother who I love, Akbar and his family, and things like that. But I wanted him, I asked his permission to talk about it, but I want to kind of transition into adaptive leadership and what it's like for a person like that to to fight through all of that, knowing, you know, his grandmother meant so much to him. So what's going on, Ak, bro?
You every time you call me up, you be trying to make me cry, bro. It was good, right? But no, thank you for that, man. I just you guys push me like no other, but just like my mother's still in my life, but we all know like grandma's hit different. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother, born in Sumter, South Carolina, 1928. She was picking cotton. You hear me? That's how far back. You know what I mean? Like she was there. She did that. 1928. She seen, you know, the Spanish flu, what it was doing. You know what I mean? So she done seen a lot. And for her to move up to Newark, right, and get married, you know, has 6 kids, her husband passed away. She's taking me as a toddler to go clean people's houses. Like I'm talking about that lady worked till she couldn't walk no more. Like so how dare I? Even though we was on the call, how dare I stop from getting those jewels you guys was dropping on me to deal with that? I knew I was preparing for it. I know it was coming, but I need to soak all this in. Like one thing I've always said, and you know this, Dennis, even when I'm on these shows and all that, my grandma got to see this happen. You know what I'm saying? All the love she poured into me and these grandkids, and she got adopted kids that she took care of. Like that's where I get it from. Like that's in my DNA. It's literally what I have to do every day to make her happy. So I was happy that she got to see all of this. I mean, she telling me, don't wear your hair like that to Ellen. Boy, don't wear those sneakers with Oprah. What are you doing? Like, I got that. You know what I mean? I got that. So I'm not going to stop until I see her again. So I'm going to keep it going. And I mean, and just think about, even we talk about Dame, right? Dame talked about, you know, he went to Def Jam the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like he was at work with, you know, when Leah passed and when his man passed, he was in there acting a fool. Like, look what you and Lays do for me and the rest of these principals. Y'all push me every day. So I'm gonna get it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna get it for her. Like I said, I'm gonna keep pushing until then. And just even think about school the next day, people was calling like, oh, you at work? Like, why wouldn't I be at work? Like, come on. Like, I know that's my girl, but I know I had some 8th graders I had to speak to at 9:30. Facebook was on a Zoom call with my kids in my school at 9. Then I had to do a keynote celebration for a speaker event at St. Peter's, and then another school at 2. Like, come on, Dennis. Like, this is what we about. And we talking about adaptive leaders. We take whatever happens and we change it. We bend it to our will. So I'm gonna keep pushing, man. I know I'm preaching to the choir. You know, and look at it like this. Like the Verizon saying there's a good chance that, you know, that thing I sent that I may make it. And they said, but the only day we could film was like on the day your grandmother being put in the ground. I said, all right, I'm there. Just let me know what time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna hold it down. Like I'm gonna make her proud of me even in the afterlife. So that's what we do here, man. That's OSG. So I thank you guys. And what I told Dennis, he left out. I said, thank you guys, all of the folks that was on the line with us, for taking my mind off that for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all was in the car with me, you know what I'm saying, all the way down there. And then when I got to the house, that's when I got off. And then I hit Dennis a little bit after. Like, I apologize for getting off impromptu like that. But, you know, now I got to go make sure my girl is good before they take out the house. So yeah, man. So I shout out to you guys. Again, I'm not doing nothing that nobody else is doing, but I'm not, you know, like Ken Williams said, I'm not going to project my brokenness on my kids. They in school. Like, what's that? No, bereave what? No, man, let's go to work. Let's get to it. Like I said, for the people that don't have the opportunity that we have to work during this time, all those people that's unemployed, I'm going to take off to do what? What I'm really going to be doing? Crying for grandma? Like, what we doing? And I ain't saying, again, not saying nothing that you guys ain't doing. Like, come on. Like, I'm going to have my moments, but it's work to do, man.
Brown girl, what do you see?
I see a vice president that looks like me.
Think of it as a powerful new anthem for an entire generation of little girls. Students here at PS 399 in Flatbush reciting the poem Brown Girl, Brown Girl. For Principal Lakeisha Williams, it was music to her ears.
It just fit right in with the model and vision that I have for our school here at Shine 399.
The poem was written by Chicago-based poet Leslie Honore. This version is slightly different. Leslie actually wrote the poem in 2016 and updated the piece on the heels of Vice President-elect Kamala Harris's historic win. Miss Williams spotted the poem, shot this video,
I thought, I hoped, I spoke was true,
which Harris's niece saw, reposted, and last check it had 69,000 views and growing.
So I'm going to ask Lakeisha to come up and speak a little bit about what happened earlier this week, and just to talk about even the rainbow of what happened today. So, Keish, what's going on, Keish?
Hey, first I want to say good evening to my OSG family. I'm not sure if the first gentleman is still on, but what God has for you is for you, and no one can change the trajectory of your life story. So definitely, kudos to you. To Akbar, I want to extend my condolences, to you and your family. So last Saturday, I'm home, just like everyone else was, and it was decided that, based on the votes, that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were the elect president and vice president respectfully. And so of course I was excited, someone who looks like me, we know how this is, right? So just all types of feeling wonderful about that. And I happened to come across the poem Brown Girl on social media. And once again, I was just,
Hey, Keish, hold on one second. Hey, Keish, before you talk, is your TV up? I know you excited about what's going to happen at 5:30. I know you're excited about what's going to happen at 5:30. But just turn it down a little bit so that we can hear you.
All right. So, I saw the poem and I was most definitely impressed, inspired, motivated, all because I live for that stuff. I live for just positivity, and uplifting one another in many different ways. So I definitely was excited about that. And if you follow my school, Shine 399, we're always doing great and wonderful things with our school community, because when you think about culturally responsive education, if you're not focusing on culture and affirming our children and just loving them up and helping them see that they're all types of amazing, then you're not doing culturally responsive education. So this is nothing different from our norm. Like, this is what we do, right? So I go to school on Monday, and I have a granddaughter, and I actually thought about doing something with my granddaughter with the poem. But when I went to school, I said, I have all these kids. These are my kids. These are my babies as well. So I said, you know what? We're going to do this poem together. I spoke to them about the election, because schools are not a separate entity from society. Schools are a reflection of. So my children know what's going on in the real world. And so we had the conversation. They were excited. They had the poem. And all we did was recite the poem together. It was beautiful. It was magical. And as I normally do, I shared it on my school Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So that was Monday when I shared it. Tuesday night, because I had some technical difficulties with my phone all Tuesday. And I'm saying this because by the time I got to check everything Tuesday night, so we go from Monday night to Tuesday night. By the time I checked everything Tuesday night, Now Politics picked up the video and they coupled it with Kamala Harris's story. Wonderful, beautiful, inspiring, uplifting.
When we think leadership, we always think titles. We always think you got to be in a position. But when I say leadership, man, it's somebody who's willing to say, you know what? Here's a problem. Here's a challenge. Here's how I'm going to fix it. And so I commend you on that, brother. I really do.
Man, I thank you, brother. And the way you break that down, that's what it is. But that's how we going to touch this next generation. Dr. King's granddaughter said something at the George Floyd rally. She said, this generation right now might not see it, but the movement that we got going on right now, if we do it right, her generation gonna see something that the world ain't gonna never see before. We gotta start right now to honor that little girl wish. You know what I'm saying? She's somebody I want to meet and shake her hand, because she spoke a powerful message when she said that. We gotta come together right now and have that type of leadership, because a real leader produces leaders, and therefore it's God made man, but it's up for us, the leadership, to develop them, to make them become the men and women that they supposed to be. And what's the best way to develop them? By example, homie. By showing them, coming out with that same energy, man, that we use, all levels. People that work, you put in that energy, you want to be the good family, you want to do whatever you're doing. The guys that's breaking the law, you putting that energy in to do right. Put that same energy into producing leaders. We are to produce. You know why dudes scared to produce leaders? Because they not real leaders, and they feel like if you produce me the right way and give me the right tools, I'm gonna take your shine away. That's what these people about. So they want to break shorting them down, and they leaving them the wrong way. So therefore, you want to give them all you got, because guess what? If you lead me, bro, and you teaching me all the game and giving me everything, I'm a reflection of you. So everything that I achieve and I grow to be, at the end of the day, you taught it to me. So you gonna get your lighting, and everybody gonna know, hey man, that's dude youngster right there. That's what people don't understand. But those are the dudes that's out here. Those are the so-called leaders. Those are the so-called fathers. Nah, them dudes need to move and get on out the way. And like, I'm getting my feet up under me. So, I'm gonna say what I gotta say because I'm a realist. You know what I mean? And I'm able to stand on it because, like I said, I'm leading it by example.
Dr. Selma, or Dr. B, as I know her as Dr. B. You on here, Dr. B?
Yes, I am. Oh my
Good.
goodness.
Great to see you. Look at you.
It's awesome to see you. Oh, I'm
Likewise.
so much love to the future Dr. Dennis McKeezy.
Thank you.
First of all, you guys are just giving me, just inspired my heart. It's so nice just to see not even soldiers, generals. I'm learning this year how to let go of the word, the fight, even though I know I'm a fighter. The victory is already ours. They just don't see all the moves. The victory is already ours. It's already ours. And I'm honored to have the opportunity just to say hello and how much I love and appreciate all of you for all that you do. I know this piece about being adaptability, Dennis, is really powerful because it just really puts a mindset. Because when everything is coming at you, you need to be able to know that you can bob and you can weave and that you're flexible enough to be able to meet that challenge. So thank you so much.
Hey, Dr. B, and you know this, so like we talk about all the other leadership approaches, like transactional, transformational, servant, authentic, and it always focuses and centers around the actual leader.
Yes.
But when we talk about this type of leadership, when we talk about adaptive leadership, it's about the behavior of the leader.
Yes.
And so I'm saying that if nothing else today, what we've learned is that our behaviors dictate a level of success based on the circumstance or the challenge that we're faced with. So that's what I wanted to make sure people understood, is that everybody we talked about, from Duke to Akbar to Lakeisha to Dame to other people that we talked about today, it was about their behavior. I didn't focus on them. I focused on their behavior.
And Dennis, you inspire me. You know that you do.
Thank you.
I'm always keeping you in my heart as a fellow entrepreneur, right? What people don't understand is the job of a Black entrepreneur. You want to end the school to prison pipeline? Well, you need Black economics. You can't end nothing without it. So thank you for that. And this encouragement, you make my heart, you make me just be encouraged today. And everybody know from Harlem, we don't just shoot hostages, we eat them. Hello. Hello.
That's what's up, y'all. Yeah, listen, yo, I so appreciate, again, when we could get together like this and see how things fit in such a neat package. And I definitely continue to encourage each and every one of you to seek more understanding about adaptive leadership and understand that it is something that you're doing every single day. It is something that makes us great at what we do. And the challenges that come forth is part of the process. It's part of the process, y'all. So, when Dr. D mentioned about, the challenges of Black entrepreneurship and things like that, I mean, she could not, there's no way she or I can articulate the challenges and the struggles that go along with that. However, adaptive leadership says, we ain't got no choice. We got to go do what we got to do. Well, I'll let Sakina explain, but OSG, Desco, Poverton, we're going to be a big donors in what she's trying to do. So Kina, real quick, what's going on next week?
So good evening, everybody. Chancellor Avenue School, my school, in conjunction with Weequahic High School, which is the feeder school right next to me, is throwing a Thanksgiving warm coat and turkey giveaway for the community. We're in the mighty South Ward of Jersey, Brick City. And we're going to be doing COVID testing on site. letting community members sign up for Medicare and Medicaid. We have Jersey Fresh coming with fresh produce and vegetables for 1,500 to 2,000 families. So we already have coats lined up, turkey donations are coming in, and I believe we're in the process of solidifying Beyond Meat.
Yep.
Shout out to Dane for that.
That's solidified. That's
so
solidified. That's
I
solidified.
have the flyer here. If I can just screen share really quick. I have it up. Can you all see the flyer?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so there you have it. We have sponsors. So you see Dame Dash Studios, OSG, 211 Community Impact, that's Do It All, and the mayor, Roz Baraka, Newark, AmeriGroup. So a lot of people came together. We've been meeting every week for about 4 or 5 weeks. And so I'm really excited. It's Saturday, November 21st. The OSG family is definitely welcome to come through. You know, we'll have media coverage for the sponsors like Beyond Meat and things of that nature to make sure that we give some publicity. It's also just a healthier choice. You know, Dame always, him and Rocky show that Pizza Hut pizza the other day with Beyond Meat, that collabo looked amazing. So I'm excited. So that's pretty much it. And thank you so much to Dane and Dennis for your support with this. I really appreciate it.